Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Aušra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 339 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Irineo, and he wrote, "Splendid illustrative podcast, maestros, great guns. But I think Maestro Rob left something missing. One of my teachers many years ago told me, if you possess what's called a melodic oar, you have an advantage over those who don't. My questions are, 1. How can you teach students to develop that oar? 2. Where does it originate? 3. Are some people just born with it? And 4. If not, is it possible at all to teach those who don't possess it how to develop it, you think?" Irineo. This term melodic oar, what do you think Irineo means by that?
I'm actually not quite sure. Have we talked about it? Because I don't think I know this term.
No, it's just in parentheses. Maybe it's a figure of speech. I'm looking it up. Melodic oar. And I think he comments from podcast number 322 on accompanying the congregation and improvising, when Rob wrote about his advice in accompanying and on improvisation. So maybe about improvisation, right? Because Rob said, I discovered that there is a part in my brain that always creates music. All I need to do is tune into it and listen to what's playing in my head at that moment. It can be a melody, can be a harmonized piece of music, and so on. Does it make sense? So then melodic oar means maybe in Irineo's mind, how do you develop the sense of musical insight, right? When you keep hearing those melodies in your head, this sense of inspiration. Does it make sense?
Well,
I believe that's what he means.
So is it like a musical intuition then?
Mm-hmm. But it seems that it's connected with memory.
Oh, it's like more like, perfect, something like perfect pitch.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure.
Yes, and that.
Because when I first, read his question, Irineo's question, I thought, about perfect pitch right away.
Mm-hmm.
But when we went back, to Rob's letter, I thought more about musical intuition.
Right.
because these are very different, things.
Right. I think it's intuition, melodic intuition, right? How you develop it. And this is musical vocabulary that musicians use and composers use. I think the best way to start is to understand that yes, it can be taught. For some people, easier than others because of maybe innate talents and maybe musicality, right? What's the background of the person? But imagine a person who is immersed in musical world day and night, listening to music, playing to music, going to concerts, sight reading constantly. Little by little, he or she will have that vocabulary under his fingers and constantly in his head too.
Still, I think that the big part of it comes with your birth. You bring it from your birth. Because, let's see, I have some students, not many, but some, who are already, graduating, let's see, this year.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them still cannot sing in tune or hear difference between, let's say, tonic or dominant. And when I'm just thinking that probably such kind of men need to choose another profession, because I don't think it would be wise to become a professional musician. And I don't think that, a person like that could, develop this melodic or.
I agree with you, and I remember from my conversations with improvisers, people like Tom Trini or Zitze de Vries and many others who were on the podcast earlier. They said that they liked to play around with things on the keyboard, play tunes and harmonize hymns and develop them a little bit, transpose them, sort of. They found it very curious and interesting task to sit down on the keyboard and do something with the keyboard. And the reason that some of your students don't appear to have this skill is that's not interesting to them. Maybe they're interested in other things, and maybe that's part of the reason they don't have this talent.
Well, but still, I think, let's see, if you have a very good, abilities in music since your birth, then it is more fun for you, and you are sort of more willing to do what you are doing.
Yes, you naturally are drawn to it. Like children, sometimes some people sing in their youth, in their children at a young age, right? As kids, they sing. Some draw, some tell stories, some like to act, and that's where their talent, lies. That's where their curiosity develops also. If a person is born with a gift for visual arts, right? And you say, no, you play an instrument. It's a torture then.
I know, and I think you just need to find what you are, gifted for,
Right.
And then to develop that skill of yours.
And if Irineo feels sort of a tendency to do something with those melodies in his head, maybe that's his calling, part of his calling, to try to improvise, try to compose, try to have fun at the keyboard, basically, with his own music, not with the music of others.
I think even, with a music that is written by other composers and that you are performing, you need to have that something in yourself, that musical gift, that melodic, or in order to interpret it, not in a correct way, but musically.
That's musical intuition, right?
Sure. Because I don't think that if you want to have it from the beginning, right from your birth, that it can be developed on a very high level. You could develop it a little bit, but probably never reach the heights.
Unless you have the talent.
True. I think you need to have a talent. And no, I think G.S. Bach, he was just too modest, telling that all you have to do is to press a right key at the right moment.
I know.
And sort of deny his talent.
But this might sound kind of demotivating to our listeners, right? Because they say, "Oh, I'm not as gifted, so there is no hope for me."
Well, let's be modest, people. We don't have all be Mozarts or Bachs. Each of us, we have our own goal and our own path, musical path.
And if you are still listening to this conversation, it means you are interested. It means you are curious into musical ideas. It means that you are somewhat drawn to it. Maybe you're not as talented or gifted as Mozart or Bach or Beethoven, but maybe you don't need to be. You are you.
Sure, and I think that what can really help is to listen to as many other performances as you can. And if you are interested in organ, it's okay. Listen to other organists as we play, as we interpret music, but also listen to other music, to other classical music, to other composers, Bach, Beethoven, Schubert, Schumann, all the others. It will broaden your perspectives and your horizons.
And that's what students are taught in musical schools and art schools and later in academies of music and conservatories.
Yes, and listen to different genres, listen to string quartets, listen to the solo instruments, to symphonic orchestra, listen to the opera.
Even if you are at a very high level, like pursuing your doctorate degree. Remember, Ausra, in Lincoln, Nebraska, we had comprehensive exams, and the list of 25 pieces from various musical periods to present or to analyze, right? And those were not organ works at all.
Sure.
Those were general musical gems from each area and musical period. So the more you know, the more you can connect the dots.
True, and actually with those 25 pieces, we were not allowed to put any of the organ compositions because we were majoring in organ performance. So we, had to take also organ literature exam, during these comprehensive exams, but that 25 list of 25 pieces, we were completely different.
Can you just list a few of the composers on your list?
Well, yes.
What you remember now?
Yes, I remember most of them, but just to name a few, for example, I had the Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony. I had Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. I had Beethoven's Pathetic Sonata for piano. I had Verdi's Rigoletto opera. I had Dido and Aeneas by Purcell. I had, vocal cycle of, Schumann's Frauenleben und Leben, and all these other, wonderful compositions.
Messiaen's quartet.
Yes. for the end of time. And then, of course, from Renaissance, different pieces like motet, Gabriele, the Sacred Concerto in Ecclesia. Like I had a medieval sequence. Victime Pascal Laudes.
What about Palestrina? Did you have Palestrina?
Yes, I had a mass by Palestrina.
Misa Pape Marcelli?
That's right.
What about medieval music? Oh, you said?
Yes, I had a sequence out of it, yes. And then, of course, like modern music, you mentioned already Messiaen. I had also Arvo Pärt. And I had Luciano Berio's Sinfonia. Fascinating piece.
What was you studied by Arvo Pärt?
Passio.
Oh, that's a pretty piece.
And of course I had to know Bach's cantata.
Vachetal.
Yes, that was the closest to the organ music as I could get.
Long list, right?
Well, yes.
Do you remember my list?
Well, you did some similar, but also very different works too, because we were not allowed to put the same compositions on our list.
I remember.
Because, people would understand at the university that if we would do like the same list, then we could just prepare, both for once.
I remember having Mathis der Maler by Hindemith.
I remember you had, Verdi's Aida.
Aida. Haydn's, I think.
I had Haydn's quartet. I had quartet.
I had a symphony, which is Farewell Symphony, right? What else did I have? Maybe Ockham? No? Yes. What was by
I had also Mozart's, Magic Flute. Yes, you had Ockham's Requiem.
What did I have from modern composers besides Hindemith?
You are asking me, it's your list.
I have smaller brain. Okay, guys, this conversation is going to the funny direction now, so we should stop.
It just shows that we are getting old and we want to talk about our memories.
Yes. We should make new memories then. Thanks, guys, for helping us to make new memories and preventing us from aging. And maybe we are a part of the same process for you. We hope so, right, Osha?
Yes, that's right.
So keep sending us more questions. We're all in the same boat, and we love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help."
Robert writes, "I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent."
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor."
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Osha, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Osha and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition, and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Osha from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.